I got two interesting people right over here. That's Candace Owens and Ami Kozak. Love Ami. He's hilarious. Candace, she's been on a journey, and she's not on the up right now when it comes to some of how us Jews feel. But let's watch this interaction between Ami and Candace and see how it goes.
People call it, this bastion of freedom, or it's just like America. It's not the sense that I had when I was there. And again, we had talked earlier on about how our own experiences obviously color our opinions. And I grew up, at my grandparents' house. My grandfather grew up in a segregated South. And so when I'm walking through Jerusalem and and they say, these are the Muslim quarters, this is where the Muslims are allowed to live. That doesn't feel like a bastion of freedom to me. So I guess.
Oh, look at Ami's face. Ami's like, wait a minute. That what?
I don't think it's where they're allowed to live in Jerusalem. I think it's that there's an Armenian quarter. It's not saying the Armenians can only live here. It's that there are communities, just like there's a Jewish community in Jersey here, and there's a Muslim community in here. I don't to my understanding, it's not restrictions within Israel proper.
I think it is where they have.
Okay, so he's 100% right, and Candace is right now pushing back on that. This is someone who is supposed to be extremely intelligent and brilliant, Candace Owens. And I don't understand how someone so smart can get something so wrong.
I think it is where they have. I mean, at least that's what the rabbi who was taking me around. He said, these are the Muslim quarters. So this is where the Muslims
live, but he didn't say anything about legally saying they cannot live in other places within Israel proper. I mean, there's Israeli Arab citizens that have full rights. Israeli Arabs.
I'm only talking about Jerusalem, so I haven't been to Tel Aviv or anything like that. I'm just talking about particularly.
Jerusalem itself as a city has a division in it where the Green Line divides, and there's East Jerusalem. That's maybe what he was talking about, not the Muslim quarter, but East Jerusalem. There's disputed territory within the West Bank and East Jerusalem that divides, and therefore they're under Palestinian Authority or even other jurisdiction. But that's a different conversation as far as what those are. But Arabs within Israel, if you go to Israel, people would be surprised to see on every street sign Hebrew, English, and Arabic. You see a multicultural city. So I'm keep going a little bit because I'm curious in your experience in Jerusalem.
Yeah, no, and maybe I'm misunderstanding it, but I think it's worth talking because my understanding from the rabbi was that this is where the Muslims have to live in Jerusalem.
Nope.
And it looked very different from where, the Jewish people were living. And that, again, that could not be any fault of any person other than this is how they take care of their stuff. And this is the way that we take care of their stuff. But, it was noticeably a lot dirtier. It was noticeably a lot darker. And it just made me feel as a Black American and knowing my own history that this is not, this isn't freedom to me. Like if you can't just decide like I want to live on that street or I want to live on this street, but maybe I'm wrong and it wasn't, they were just all
that might have been a misunderstanding. It might have been a misunderstanding. Imagine if you went into an inner city in the United States and somebody told you this is a predominantly Black neighborhood and you said it looked more run down. Would you say that America is systemically racist because
if I was giving a tour of it, I wouldn't say this is the Black quarters. Probably.
Or this is a Black neighborhood, but maybe somebody in the group might misunderstand that.
Yeah, and maybe I did. Yeah, I just wanted to ask you about.
Yeah, that is. I'm sure she's not so proud of that moment, Candace. Ami did a great job. He was pretty, soft on her even. Like that is the furthest thing from the truth. So thank you, Ami Kozak, for standing up for the truth. And so Candace, hit the books.